Hey, Take Heart Kids, Pastor Scott here. Hope you all are doing well. And today we are talking about worship in the life of Job. Now, if you're following at home in the Bible, this is in Job chapter 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go all the way and wrap it up in chapter 42. But when we look at the life of Job, things at the very beginning of the book were going well. Everyone was happy. Everything was going perfectly. Now, as we follow along, we see in the story that the devil, he made an accusation to God against Job and says, the only reason that Job is listening to you, he's obeying you, he's worshiping you, is because everything in his life is perfect. He had all the money, he had the perfect family, he had the perfect job, he had all the property in the world that he could possibly want. And the devil says, you know what, the only reason that he worships you is because his whole life is going perfect. And God says, you know what, don't kill him, but do whatever you want to him, and I promise you he's going to continue worshiping me. And we see that very thing happen. As we follow along in the life of Job, we see that his family's taken away. Now, I want you to imagine that this happens to you and see what your response would be. His family was taken away. All his money was taken away. His house was taken away. And he even grew things. Now, think about this. He had things on his body called boils, and they didn't look too good. Now, not only did all of these things happen to Job, but that perfect relationship he had in the beginning, now his wife wasn't too happy with him either. And all of this comes together in this one thought that I want to bring to you this morning. Is this, that even through all of this hardship, as you read through the entirety of the book of Job, Job continues to worship God through it all. He keeps that good attitude. He even says in chapter number 1, God gives, God takes away. I'm just going to ultimately keep trusting in him. And that's what I'd like to focus on today, that no matter what God does in your life, that we're going to keep obeying him. You're going to see the object lesson with that dog, where no matter if he's getting a treat, he's getting the good stuff, he's obeying, and no matter whether he's just being told what to do, he's obeying. And that's how we have to live our life. Maybe we're going to come to the hard times in life. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what God's calling us and asking us to do. We still need to obey. A lot of times God is going to bless us. He's going to give us the good things in life. And we're going to obey them. Because if Job would have disobeyed God during the hard times, I truly don't believe we would have seen what we see in chapter number 42. And that's this. After Job continued to worship God, after Job continued to obey what God wanted him to do, the Bible says that God doubled his blessings that he had from the beginning. He gave him another family. He gave him more possessions. He gave him more money. He gave him more workers, everything that he could possibly want, because Job stayed faithful. And here's my challenge this morning. No matter what God brings you to and God brings you through, continue to worship him, continue to obey him, and God, I promise you, is going to do awesome and amazing things in your life.